Hi everyone, welcome back to the Restaurant Show, and I have the new executive chef, Greg Tucker, here with me from Wise Guys. It's the debut.
Yes.
And don't you like his apron? It's very handsome.
Try to keep it stylish.
Yeah, that's like a whole other show. We'll do like chef fashion. Fantastic.
Nice.
All right, well, you have brought a fantastic entree that you serve at Wise Guys.
Yep.
And tell me all about it. Even though I'm seeing it and I'm already licking my chops, and you'll see why.
All right, we're doing our Greek marinated lamb today.
Fantastic.
We marinate this in garlic, oil, lemon juice, salt and pepper, oregano.
Oh, I love it. Let's put it right here because I want them to be able to see it. So this is marinated.
Yep, these are marinated.
Oh, that looks good.
And then we actually sous vide these, which is it's an ancient technique, not really. It's about 50 years old. We take the meats and then we vacuum seal them in a package.
And it's like a whole contraption.
Yeah, it's a big scientific to-do thing.
Absolutely.
And we put it in an environment that realistically just brings it to the exact temperature that we want it to be at. So there's no...
And that's how you get all that beautiful coloring on there, because it's already been pretty much brought to temperature.
Yep.
And you're about to, I know, sear it.
Yep.
He's been heating up these pans now
for
a few minutes, so
My
these
pans
are ready.
Have been on for definitely a few minutes. Anytime you want to sear meat, you want it to be as hot as you can get it.
Okay.
When you put that meat on there, the temperature is going to drop back down.
Exactly.
So
okay.
I just put a little salt on there. The meat itself,
and you hear that.
I dried off.
Yep. Oh, so you actually dried off that meat so that you don't get all that water and the residue from there.
Yes, exactly.
And
that
what are you
water
adding now?
prevents the browning from actually happening. I just put a tiny little bit of oil in there.
Okay.
Move it around just a touch.
I know the cameraman is getting so hungry right now. I am.
Yeah, you can hear that sizzling.
Oh yeah,
that's
you can
when you
see
know
that.
it's hot enough.
Okay, now what are we doing in this pan over here?
Pan over there, we're going to start sweating some onions.
Okay. Any specific onion that you use particularly?
I just use Spanish onions.
Okay, all right. But if you were at home, you could use
whatever kind you want.
All right.
Vidalias are extra sweet. If you want to use shallots instead, then you get a little of that bite, almost like the garlic gives you.
Because that is like an onion and a garlic basically together.
Yes.
In harmony. All right, so we're going to sweat those out. And then what kind of mushrooms is this that we're adding here?
These are cremini mushrooms.
Creminis, okay.
These
are readily available,
yeah,
right?
you can get those at most grocery stores nowadays.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of mushrooms out there.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
More and more food is being available, so you can get these sort of things at your local grocery store instead of having to talk to specific purveyors or going to markets.
Yep.
Things like that.
Which in the summertime is a little bit easier. Okay, so we're going to cook those up.
Yep.
Now,
just gonna toss these a little bit.
With lamb, you know, because the holidays are coming up, where lamb is a choice a lot of times for family get-togethers, because it's a little bit more expensive and it's a little bit more for a special occasion.
Yes.
If I'm going to the grocery store and it's the first time I'm looking for lamb, what are your suggestions on what I should be looking for? Because it's not like there's everything's perfectly laid out and you make this. What would be your suggestion for me and my family if I was getting lamb?
You know, if you're doing a whole family meal, for me, I get whole racks.
Okay.
And I'll roast them that way.
And that's what that is. It'll just look like it.
This starts out as, a whole bunch of these lined up together, still attached.
Gotcha.
And then these we cut down into smaller portions for
those little pieces.
An individual.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, if you do it with a family, you buy the whole roast, cook it that way, and then when you go to serve, you can cut them and then give it to
serve it that way. Okay.
Yep.
And then now, if it was just you and it was just you and I eating dinner, you could actually just buy the chops.
Yep.
Perfect.
Exactly.
I have a feeling if you and I sat and ate, chops would not be enough.
No.
We would be like, take the roast, we cut it in half, be like, there you go, Greg.
Yep.
There you go, Greg. Let's eat. Yeah.
Yeah, you and I probably would eat the entire family's worth of meat. So with this lamb, I'm just watching it carefully. You know, and making sure I check every once in a while.
Right.
You don't want to take it off of the heat very often so that it gets that hard sear.
Gotcha. Okay. But what are we looking for in the middle? Are we looking for like a medium? I know I like medium rare.
Yeah, for me, with my lamb, I shoot for medium rare always.
Okay.
I prefer the texture of it at that point. It's still warm all the way through.
Exactly.
Once you start going past that, it gets a little chewier.
Yeah, and if you spent that much money on it, right? You don't, you don't want to ruin it. And make it chewy. All right, so we've got the onions here.
So the onions, I got just a little bit of color on those. So I'm going to start adding in my mushrooms.
Beautiful. And I know in TV land we have some probably that are just in case we don't have enough time
right.
to cook up. But we're going to go ahead and let that sweat out there, and it's going to really cook up in there and have a nice little caramelization on it.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so what are we putting together? Now, what is this that we have here at Wise Guys that you always serve it with?
These are Yukon Gold mashed potatoes. We use Yukon Golds because they're a little sweeter and softer. The texture is a little bit more velvety.
I love them.
Instead of that
velvety,
super starchy,
buttery mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah,
delicious.
And ours are extra buttery.
Yes. I've seen them make it actually in that big pot.
Oh
and they are like, you guys like churn them and make sure that they are like whipped and delicious.
Yes,
I love it.
It's a delicate process that I specifically take on myself. Either me or my sous chef does the mashed potatoes every single day just to make sure that we're getting.
Excellent. Now what? Okay, so now you're taking that and you're putting it. So
now I'm putting it back into the pan where I had the lamb.
Oh, I like that little trick. You get all those yummy, delicious bits and everything.
You know, normally.
What a great
You'll hear that deglazing thing on TV all the time.
What a great tip.
I like
Chef.
to take my vegetables, put them back into the pan that I did the lamb in, because then I'm going to get that lamb flavor into the veg.
You don't lose anything.
You don't lose anything at all the entire way
At $9.99 a pound, you're not losing anything, right?
Exactly.
That is wonderful.
All right,
good deal.
So
okay.
Those are all set now. We got some good color. The mushrooms are cooked through.
I love it.
I'm gonna put those right down.
All right, cool. And while you're putting that together, you guys have Little Black Dress Nights coming up on every Tuesday. It is definitely a party. I know your DJ is awesome. And that's a little bit different too for Wise Guys. You guys are kind of creating that little bit of a fun club atmosphere a little bit later.
Yes,
exactly. And it's on Saturday, second Saturday of the month. And then, all right, so what do we, I know I'm stealing everything
Finishing
over here.
on this, that's all right. Finishing on this, instead of doing mint jam like what's traditional, where you're using mint pesto.
Oh, I love it. That looks
we've got
so
some goat cheese.
Of course, it would be rude not to put goat cheese on it.
And some crust just to give it some nice herbage.
Beautiful. Oh, that is, and then you can get this every night at Wise Guys.
Every night.
Now remember, they have the tapa style, but then they also have the beautiful entrees now that they have in their beautiful room that they've opened up in the back. And tell you what, congratulations, Chef.
Thank you.
Good luck in your new adventures over there at Wise Guys, and we'll be back in just a minute.